What's going on to all the kings and queens out there? Welcome to another episode of the Wakanime Nation podcast. I'm your boy Hisagi, joined by Hook, and today we're about to get into some good topics with your good old
can't tell you how I'm doing. Just gonna lead into it like that. That's how we do. Well, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna cut you off. I'm doing great today.
Okay,
man.
okay, let's go.
No, we good. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
No, I like that. You're right. Let's go back.
And three, you gotta have energy. And then he's like, no, cut out Joe's energy. It don't make sense on the energy perspective. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
What's going on to all the kings and queens out there? Welcome to another episode of the Wakanime Nation. 3, 2, 1. You looking now? Because you're the Knicks. It's in your glasses. Ready, set, go. What's going on to all the kings and queens out there? Welcome to another episode of the Wakanime Nation podcast. I'm your boy Hisagi, joined by my homie Hook. What's going on, player?
You know, having a great day today. You know, hoping for great things. Hoping to give some great news too. So, yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. You know, I would ask you what that great news is, but I heard that you got some good old topics for me for this Draw Your Sword or Keep It Sheathed podcast.
Always. I keep it hot.
Okay. What are we going to be talking about?
Got props today too, or are you good this time? This week we good.
Nah, I'm fine.
Okay, I'm just making sure because last time you was like, I'm gonna cut somebody, and I was like, hey, bro, I don't need you to do this here.
I'm
friendly, and you over here bringing out a butter knife. Like I know it ain't deadly, but to most.
Nah, I put the sword up today. You know, I'm recovering. You know, my Lakers, we're not doing too well right now. So
doing too well. I thought y'all was dead. You know, losing by 30 in the first half. I was like, what? It is what it is.
It's fine.
Anyway,
it's fine.
You know, it's not. To get to what we want to get into, topics. You know, I'm gonna control this. You know, everybody knows the basic rules. You get topics. You say if you talk about it or not, and we roll with it. So, first topic: Tower of God dropped at 9 p.m. sharp. 4 chapters. How you feel about that?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. I loved it. I loved it. So for everybody, I don't know if you missed what Hook just said. But yeah, Tower of God, if you are caught up and you didn't know, they released like 4 chapters this past Sunday.
I mean, just to be fair, you did say 5, and I was like, all right, I'm going to be ready. I was like, okay, you were wrong, but we're going to move past that.
It's fine. Those chapters were released, and oh my God. First of all, if you're going to take a hiatus like SIU did, when you come back.
I thought he was on vacation.
No, he needed to take care of himself and handle his health issues. But when you come back, that's how you come back, Hook. You come back, and you don't give us 1 chapter. You don't give us 2. You bless us with about 3 or 4 of them things. When I saw that, I was like, oh, praise God. We about to dive in tonight. I sat down, had my phone pulled up.
You didn't even know I had to tell you about it. That's the sad part. So I was like,
well,
you check.
I was doing something at the time and I lost track of, you know, where the hour hand was. But when you did text me about it, I had to go.
You hung up on me. I was like, dang, he didn't even say nothing. That's cold.
I apologize. But Hook, it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to get into the details about it, but we left off during the war arc where, you know, Bam, he's trying to rescue Jing Song Ha or Jing Song. I forgot his name. Anywho, he's trying to rescue Jing Song, and that is just it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. This next section of the I guess arc that we're entering into, I'm pretty excited about it because they're playing a game, and we haven't had a game in a long time in the series. So yeah, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Um, yeah, some people may die, some people may not die. We'll see. I won't be mad either way. But I'm excited. How you feel about this whole thing?
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna give some spoilers because I mean, we saw characters we didn't really care for. I was like, what we doing with this little cat guy? That we got. I mean, Bam did get some action, but we didn't really get to see nothing. and I was like, I don't know. I felt a little lost. I was like, maybe I should have read a little bit before reading this. Like
Maybe you should have.
he just kept going. Like he didn't stop. Like he didn't spend the whole year sitting on the beach drinking a pina colada or something. Like he wasn't drawn. He wasn't keeping us in tune with what was happening. He just stopped. And I was a little hurt by that because now he just want to make it up. I dropped before. I was like, all right, I'm back, guys. Like I'm back. And like I don't care about you. You should have been there. You should have kept it like at least put one out every month or something. Do that. But to take a whole year off like that, that little hurt me. I'm like a little salty about that. But it was great. Seeing chapters, and I unfortunately had to spend my 50 cents for these chapters to be at the little peak because I guess I got to support because he is
Did you
one of
like
the best
them?
ones.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Decent.
Can you repeat that? You said he is what?
They were decent.
Before that, you said
I
he is
don't even
one
remember
of.
what I said. Oh no, no.
Okay.
Okay. To clarify, I said he was one of the best manga artists.
Ah,
So
okay.
in webtoons, he's one of the best. I wasn't gonna say of all time. Like you too far out there.
He is working his way.
Mm.
He's
I
coming.
can't tell with that many chapters and he still ain't at the top yet. I don't know. It don't make
He's
sense.
coming.
He's
The
not.
last chapter was
He's not.
amazing. Okay.
Was it? I don't know. All I know is at the end they were like, if they get to this last cell here and they don't do it, then it might be a problem. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's the game. I love it. We haven't seen a game in the Tower of God. It's been a
The
long.
whole tower is a game. What are you talking about? It's not a game.
I mean, we went from Tower of God to Tower of Betrayal to Tower of the Long Ass Train. Oh,
Mm.
sorry, and then from that we went to Tower.
The no name arc. I was like, how many?
No, Tower. Right now it's the Tower of Bam because Bam is getting all the attention, and I love it.
Basically, I mean, you got side characters, but we finally get to see Rock and Coon come back into play. So I'm like, okay, we're finally like
Yeah.
getting these characters. And then who's the I can't remember his name. The one that like that was the first
Shibisu?
administrator. No.
Oh,
Shibisu
Hong
was
Song Yu.
yeah. He's back. He did his little thing. He killed
Yeah,
off
he
a
had a,
character we didn't even know about until
yeah.
we talked about it. He was like we knew he was gonna die off rip. Like
Don't
once
don't
you
don't give it to the kings and queens. Let them go read for themselves. So
whatever,
that's
dog.
fine.
I gave him a
Oh,
spoiler warning before I
right.
started talking about it. So
You know,
it is what it is. You know what? Let's talk Sage y'all today. Y'all lucky today. All right. Well, let's hit the next topic. Black Clover. In the latest chapter, Magna had to do one of his epic battles. Do you want to try to sort of keep a sheath on that?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't want to talk about this. So
Do you even
let's.
keep track of Black Clover like that?
I have been reading up on a manga. So I did read the latest chapter, but yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It was cool, but they're about to wrap up soon. You know,
I
so
guess.
we'll have another moment to come back to it and revisit this topic.
All right, topic number 3, One Piece, chapter 114. You saw a lot of big things. Kaido over here wrecking havoc after he's, handled somebody. You want to draw your sort of keep a sheath on that.
Let's talk about this. So I want to talk about this chapter not because I actually am interested in like what I'm gonna say. Obviously, I don't really care for it. I'm indifferent, but I want to hear what you're gonna say about this. I really didn't care for the latest One Piece chapter.
What?
Um,
You be missing stuff, dog. Like, I feel like you just be skim reading. Like,
I'm
honestly,
sorry. This is my moment to talk.
I'm just
Not
saying.
this. Not to
You
Stephen
come out here
A.
trying to slander, and then at the end of the day, you're like, "This isn't really my area of expertise." But I'm
It's
still gonna give you my words.
okay.
It might
I'm
not
gonna.
mean nothing,
I'm
but I'm
gonna.
gonna tell you what
I'm
I
gonna.
feel.
I'm gonna skip Bayless here right now. It is my turn. But no, honestly,
Have a good
I
night, and I might let you have a turn. I'm sorry.
so so basically, I didn't really care for the last, I guess, two chapters of One Piece. Right now, where I am in the Wano arc, it really feels very scattered and sort of everywhere. And I felt like the arc was long enough. Like I felt like this arc was just one of the longest arcs of One Piece, which is saying something because Whole Cake Island was pretty long. Like, and then from Whole Cake Island, we went to the Dressrosa, and that was a very long arc. That was extremely long as well. And then we get to Wano, and I understand like I expected it to be just as long as Dressrosa, but it's starting to feel even longer. I don't know what the actual like chapter numbers or volumes is looking like side by side. But yeah, Wano is feeling very long, and I thought we were gonna have some type of conclusion, or we were approaching some type of conclusion, but that's not it at all. Like Luffy got knocked out of the sky and he's fallen to the ocean. Hopefully he can get saved. I mean, we know he can't die because he's the main character. In addition to that, all the Straw Hats are running around. Zoro's out of commission. Sanji's basically carrying him on his back. Big Mom is on a rampage. We don't know whose side she's on. She's so erratic. And I mean, at one moment she's punching people in Kaido's army. The next moment she's happy that Luffy is about to die. And then she's fighting Kid at the same time that she's contemplating all of this. And then like the all the samurai still have their own individual battles happening. It's just a lot. It's scattered. It feels like we're in for another 100 more chapters of Wano, and I don't think that I'm prepared or that I want that right now. Like the worst thing I will like to me, what I don't want to happen is with Luffy and the resolution of his fight with Kaido, we end up in a similar situation that we did with Whole Cake Island, where he escaped from Katakuri, ran around Whole Cake Island for I don't know how many chapters, and then came back to finally defeat him. I don't want to end up in that type of situation with Wano because this would literally be his maybe third fight with Kaido if that were to happen. So those are my thoughts. I'd like to hear what you have to say, Hook.
I mean, though yours was long winded, just to say like the difference between Whole Cake Island and Wano is that this is the majority of the crew, so of course it's going to get longer. You have 10 characters. In Whole Cake Island, you had like four. So of course it's going to get longer. Well, five when Jinbei joins, but still, it's going to get longer because you're including more characters, and each character has to have their one thing. They have to have their battles. They have to do what they have to do. And you already complained about him off-screening fights. If you want to do all those fights and you don't want him to off-screen, like of course he has to cut it here and there, but it takes a little time. But I personally like the chat because it spoke on one thing on like what is Joy Boy? Who is the person that's Joy Boy? Because that was one thing that Kaido said when he beat Luffy. He's like, "Oh well, I guess you're not Joy Boy." And I was like, "What does that mean? How are we supposed to know who Joy Boy is, and how is it gonna happen?" And then also Kaido going to inflict damage. Like he took out Kiku and Kenny. Who was it? It's not. It's Kenny Mon. He took him out, and like, did those characters really die? Because Kaido really did do what he had to do. Now he's about to take care of Momo. Like, it's a lot of stuff happening now, and everybody, even though like his whole crew, like it's been announced that Luffy's dead, he's gone. Like his whole crew isn't like, oh man, what are we gonna do now? They're like, Luffy's not gonna die. Once he promised what he said he's gonna do it no matter what. Even though you might feel like it's like a crocodile thing, where like he's gonna keep getting more and more trials, more and more tries until he eventually wins. I think this is different because this is him showing that he's going to be the next Pirate King, and excluding all those the crocodile fight, like it isn't based off of luck, like him throwing water up in the air or anything. Like this is a real skill fight, and it's something that he's going to have to keep trying by trials. So I'm happy with it. I like the chapter. Going for the next one. I don't think we're on break. I think it's hit next week too. So at least he takes 1 week off and then come back. SIU does what? They take a whole year off and then just come back with 4 chapters. Like that's a lot of time to not be drawn and then just to come back that light. But let's move on to the next topic. This summer, they're coming up with a new like round of anime. Did you have a chance to peek into it? I did a little bit. I didn't see anything too interesting. Do you want to draw your sword or keep it sheath?
Let's keep it sheath. I'm fine.
You messing up my record. I was hitting. Now
Last episode, I wanted to talk about every topic you had on the docket, but
I mean, maybe you should just okay, whatever. Let's keep moving. All right, Jujutsu Kaisen, Maki is back and better than ever. Do you want to enjoy your sword or keep it sheath?
I, I'm gonna draw my sword on this one, not for the reasons you might think. So, for those who don't know, spoiler alert, please skip ahead about 15 seconds or
I'm
30
I'm gonna
seconds.
put it down
But
in a little skip link. I'll do that, bro.
right,
You gotta do all that.
that's fine. But pretty much what happened in Jujutsu Kaisen, if you haven't read the latest chapter, Maki had a huge fight with her dad. He basically beat her, and as well as Mai, locked them inside of one of the training areas where all they had a bunch of curses, which were supposed to kill them. They were on like death's door, and Mai sacrificed herself, and Maki, by sacrificing herself, basically Maki is now she gained the strength that ToG had, which is crazy. Maki's on another level. She's destroying the entire Zenin clan, which is great. And I was just like my jaw dropped when I saw the chapter hook. It was crazy, phenomenal, outstanding. But then about 15 to 20 minutes went by, and I thought about it, and I found out I enjoyed the chapter and maybe the two chapters that came before. But I'm starting to get a little nervous about Jujutsu Kaisen as a whole. The reason why is it is becoming one of the first anime where it is difficult for me to power scale. Not because the power scaling is bad, in the sense that, like Dragon Ball Z and Bleach and stuff like that, where they just make the main character overpowered, so power scaling becomes impossible. But Jujutsu Kaisen is becoming difficult to power scale because, like, we don't know enough about the how curse techniques works, as well as the power system in general. Like, we're told at the very beginning of the series about the pinnacle of curse techniques, which is infinite domains. So it's like the Bleach version of it's like Bankai and Bleach. So we're told about that, and when what I found out in this in the last couple of arcs in Jujutsu Kaisen is that I cannot expect for clan leaders, I'm referencing the Zenin clan leader, for example, to know domain expansions. Like, I would expect if you tell me this is the pinnacle of curse techniques, that the head of a clan is familiar with using that curse technique, or in some way, shape, or form has an ability or some way to counter it. That's not the case. I found that out the past two and a half arcs of Jujutsu Kaisen. Also, for Maki to be able to take out the entire clan as easily as she did, not the entire clan, but pretty much everybody that matters, it it was cool. But 20 minutes later, I'm starting to kind of wonder, is it really as cool as I thought it was? So yeah, the power scaling in Jujutsu Kaisen is becoming a bit difficult. Like, I'm starting to question how strong is the main character right now compared to everyone else. Where is Gojo? Does Kojo being missing really matter to like, how much does it matter if all the clan leaders are as weak as like we think they are? It's I don't know, it's becoming difficult. What do you think? How do you feel?
I mean, honestly, I felt like it was Tojo 2.0, and I was happy for it. I was like, all right, he's finally he's there. She basically took out a whole like leadership group. Like she took out the everybody that was supposed to take her out. That was ready to or usurp the whole Zanin clan. It was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take care of it myself. And now she's this unstoppable beast, and I was ready for it. I was like, all right, well, she got the sword. She has somewhat of a unstoppable ability. She was basically they were like, man, we gotta take her out now because if she gets any stronger, we ain't gonna be able to handle her. And then it was too late. Once she came out of that chamber, it was too late. Like they were better off just taking care of the twins separately. But once they became one, it was over. I was like, okay. And I'm here for it. Like, even though your little battle ranking or power scaling, I guess I don't know if I'm unfortunately doing it the wrong way, but I take it to like I've taken the Hunter x Hunter power scaling, put it on everything, which might be incorrect because everybody's power scaling is different. But I just sort of superficially put it on everything and think like, okay, they were stronger this time because different days, different correlations to everything. Like that's why this could possibly be happening. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I shouldn't take the Hunter x Hunter power scale and put it on here because that way I would probably feel the same way you are. But it is what it is. But moving on to the next topic, let's go with Demon Slayer video game. I've seen a couple of things out there, and it hasn't looked too well. But do you want to draw your sword? Keep it sheath.
Let's keep it sheath. I don't know if we're gonna get a good anime video game anytime soon.
I typically when I see an anime video game, I'm just gonna wait till it hits sale because I doubt it's gonna be that well written or that well played, and there's
Right.
too many out here where they aren't really doing what they're supposed to do. But to my final topic, I have My Hero Academia, the new quirk, Black Whip. You want to try your sword or keep it sheath?
I'm gonna draw my sword on this one. So
Hmm.
I have been watching My Hero Academia this season. It has been a bit underwhelming, Hook. I haven't really enjoyed it that much. But the last chapter that I saw, Deku apparently he I mean, one, we thought he had no quirks. Thought he had no quirks. He got blessed with one for all, which is one of the strongest quirks we've ever seen, which is technically classified as a power quirk, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an enhancement.
Enhancement. Got it. So he gets one for all. And then what we find out in this last episode is that Deku has another quirk, the Black Whip. And it sounds like, and you're way ahead, you're caught up in the manga and I'm not, but it sounds like Deku will ultimately has the ability to complete one for all, which means it consolidating all the quirks of the previous users
I
into
don't know about
one.
all that. Yeah, I think you got that from somewhere else, but that wasn't me who said that.
No, I'm asking you.
I mean, I think it's complete by itself. I think what's happening is an unknown, foreseeable thing that's happened. Like nobody in the previous has known how to control multiple different quirks from the past users. They've all had their own quirk along with All for One. So
Got it. Yeah. So in the episode, they were telling him, "You'll be the one to complete one for all. You'll be the one to complete one for all." So it sounds like basically he's going to get all these different abilities, and I'm excited. I'm here for it. I I will like to see how Deku will like use Black Whip. It seems like it's fueled by his anger. So if he's angry, the previous owner of Black Whip was basically saying like he'll be able to pretty much trigger the quirk that way, and it'll work better for him. But Deku has to be able to control his heart, which is I guess the one of the big reasons why he lost control when he tried to use it the first time. But this was maybe one of the I guess I would say probably the second time during this entire season that I've actually was excited watching a My Hero Academia episode. I didn't really like a lot of the previous episodes and moments so far. It's been a snore fest. It's been pretty whack. But yeah, I'm here for it. I like it. I'm excited to see what Deku actually does with it. I'm just curious in the manga right now, how many quirks has he learned how to control?
it's
Since
still
you like
unclear.
spoiling stuff.
He's been doing a couple of them. I don't know all of them off the top of my head. But once I seen them, like, oh yeah, that's one of his quirks. Yeah, I'm up to date. So I've been looking at it, and I'm like, okay, finally they've got to that point. I haven't been watching. I've just been reading because that's what I feel like. I just wait till the season ends, and I'm like, all right, let me just watch it all together to make one cohesive thing. But I'm like seeing how the Black Whip's activated and knowing that this is the slow part of the whole thing, and that it only goes up from here. Like it's going to be a big season that comes after this because a lot of things happen there, and it's getting close to nearing the end. My only one concern, though, reading the manga, and even though this isn't correlated to this, is I'm wondering if the author forgot about his main premise. Do you know what the main premise was about what was happening?
Deku being the number one hero?
Yeah, that, but also there being the one traitor in the classroom. I'm just like, we've hit so far, but we haven't gotten a hint on this who this new traitor is. Even though we've gotten some weird screen time with certain characters, we're just like, who's
Oh,
this
you
traitor?
mean
We don't even know who this
okay.
traitor is.
So I do remember that was a subplot in like season one
Right, and it hasn't been
where
touched since. I'm just like, when is this? Is he just going to flash it on us at the end, or Is it gonna give us a chance to figure it out? Because anybody can just rename a random name and just be right, but it's just like, man. But yeah, back on topic. Yeah, Black Whip. It's a pretty heavily used ability. It's just unique that Deku's able to talk to all the past, holders, even though All Might wasn't able to. So
Yeah, it sounds like based off of like the way it was explained in the episode, sounds like every we had the very first user of One for All whose ability was to pass down his quirk to or pass on his quirk to other people, and everyone has been waiting for that one person who can complete the quirk. I'm not. That's what like Dreams Deku has been having. Like they finally told him, they're called the vestiges or whatever, that oh you're the one that'll finally complete it. I'm not sure what complete means, like if that means he'll be able to like use One for All with all of those quirks, and all of those quirks are like enhanced because of the power of One for All. Like I'm not sure what it means, but it sounds like Deku is gonna have a significant power up. I'm just wondering how they're gonna like balance him with Kachan, because Kachan like yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I can just tell you to keep watching and hope for the best. I couldn't even spoil you on that. Like,
Got it.
yeah, it's like a Goku and like Goku, Vegeta, like it sort of goes on that role. Like
But
he's there,
Vegeta
he's
was
strong.
never stronger than Goku. Oh, actually, he had that one. Majin Vegeta was stronger than Goku.
Right, and then he reached the next stage, and then Vegeta went right back down. He's like, "You got your little shine. Sit down now."
Right. Right. But I've never seen a Deku stronger than Kachan, which is just strange to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
one more thing before we wrap up, Hook.
uh-huh.
About My Hero Academia. Do they ever get to the point where they like explain why Deku really wants Kachan to be his friend?
I can't think of it off the top of my head. I don't think there's like a main plot there. I think there's a whole bunch of things going on, and just like there's a lot of good action that comes really soon. So I'm just like, man, when it gets to that part, it's gonna be wonderful.
Basically, I just need to be patient.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, last episode, every single topic you brought up, it was a banger. This episode, not so much, but I did like the topics.
So basically, you're saying I should do less, not more, so that you'll feel more inclined to pick all.
I'm gonna let you go back to the drawing board and figure that out. I'm not gonna make any suggestions. I don't want to make it easy for you. I'm just saying, like, not everybody can pull a Kanye West where they drop banger after banger after banger or classic after classic.
Kanye ain't been Kanye since Jesus Walks, but hey, we'll keep it going.
Okay, on that note, you definitely trip it, and I think we're gonna end this podcast episode.
I guess. Peace. Whatever, man.
Thanks to all you kings and queens for listening. To get more of the Wakanime Nation podcast by your boys Hisagi and Hooked, join the nation by hitting that subscribe button and check us out on Twitter and the gram. Peace.